This is not the way Joyce McGee thought she would spend her retirement years. Needing firefighters to carry her up 4 flights. The elevator was out for days, and she needed to see a doctor.
I felt real bad. I felt ashamed.
Joyce moved to Arbors at Creekside 5 years ago.
It's not right.
It's a low-income apartment complex catering to the elderly. She said it seemed like a great fit. But after moving in, she says she started noticing mold around her air vents and continuous problems with the building's elevator.
I'm to the point to where I am really, really upset. I am mad. I'm frustrated.
Frustrations Johnny Overton feels too.
My doctor told me I had to move if I wanted to live.
She says mounting mold makes her constantly sick.
I really wasn't ready to move, but the building is not very clean.
Then there's Jean Luttrell.
Went in to sign the paperwork, and she starts talking about the 3rd floor, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be on the 1st floor. Well, that apartment's not ready, and if you have to be in somewhere by tomorrow, then you have to take this one.
She didn't know when a bottom floor apartment would open. Took a gamble. She lost.
The first year I was here, I was stuck up here for 3 weeks.
More elevator complaints.
3 weeks.
We interviewed 4 people living at Arbors at Creekside.
Oh, it was great at first. I chose this apartment complex because it was beautiful. Had all the amenities.
You see that exposed wall there? Pam Rogers says it's been like that for days.
How much longer can anybody stay here?
We didn't talk to Pam for long.
The manager told me to tell you guys that you have to get off the property.
Do you work here?
Yes.
I'm just kind of telling me, like, what sort of...
No camera.
Okay.
Camera.
I'll put it on me.
Now.
How about that?
I'm not going to discuss anything because that wasn't what I was told to tell you. But if you can, please exit off of the premises and we can handle it from there, okay?
Okay. No, I will absolutely. Just, is there anything that I can at least tell to folks
No comments.
who we're talking with?
No comments.
No comment.
No comments.
So we looked at how the complex handled complaints in the past. The KVUE defenders found 76 code violations in the last 3 years. Code inspectors documented things like bed bugs, roof leaks, and trip hazards. Of those violations, 58 ended in voluntary compliance. Others, code enforcement threatened criminal charges and fines to get the problems fixed.
And we've been through it, Erica. We've had bedbug war, the rat war. We're in the middle of the roach war right now.
About those elevator issues, we saw it firsthand.
What do I do?
Push as hard as you can on the top of the door.
The Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation requires elevator safety inspections each year. Records show 92 safety violations dating back to 2015. Some problems show up more than once, like elevator cable issues, extremely stretched, problems with the doors not closing properly, and emergency telephones that didn't work.
This is our home. This is our place of living. If you can't help us, you can't do that, get out of here.
Our search for the complex owner led us here. The city of Austin partnered with the developer back in 2001 to have this complex as an affordable living spot for seniors. In 2018, Austin Code Department added the complex to its repeat offender list for not making needed repairs.
My staff and my office have been in communication with residents since I think about 2013.
The nonprofit Building and Strengthening Tenant Action helped the tenants at Arbors at Creekside form an alliance.
Before we had BASTA as the wonderful community partner they are now.
That alliance led to the city buying out its development partner.
In empowering tenants and working with them to advocate on different issues.
The city paid $1.25 million to gain control of the property. The city agreed to spend another $750,000 for winter storm repairs and help cover rent payments.
And where is that money coming from? You. It's bond money that voters approved back in 2018.
When there's such a long history of issues, I hope we can figure out solutions earlier.
Arbors at Creekside is one of 10 affordable housing partnerships owned by Austin Housing Finance Corporation.
And this is an example right here. This is Aldrich 51. The benefit is that we bring a property tax exemption to the table.
Patrick Russell is in charge of the partnership deals. He said these deals are needed to lure in low-income residential developers. He met us at Aldrich 51. It's a 2015 partnership development in the Miller area. New and doesn't have code violations like Arbors at Creekside.
If Aldrich 51 had to have paid property tax, it never would have gotten approved, never would have gotten the financing that it needed in the first place to be built.
Russell would not talk to us about Arbors at Creekside, but he would speak to the process, the partnership program.
If we're going to participate in that, we need to be good stewards of that program. We need to be good stewards of the developments that we're involved with.
After the 2018 bond, Russell and his team looked into the program, checked all past partnerships,
and ensure that they're in good shape. And if they're not, what do we need to do to get them up to snuff?
The partnerships date back to 1991, but didn't take off until 2015.
We pay a lot of attention to now going forward is if we find ourselves in a development with a partner that doesn't have the residents' interests at heart, doesn't have the community's interests at heart, there need to be provisions in our contractual agreement with that partner that allows us to step in, push them out, and take control of the development.
How do viewers know that you're going to take good care of people going forward?
We would not say yes to a partnership on the majority of them because they don't meet our criteria.
It's new criteria and requires the development to be near public transit in a high opportunity zone, and the developer must have a history of keeping properties maintained.
So we will be looking to recapitalize the property, re-syndicate the tax credits within the next couple of years.
Records show the city will sell arbors at Creekside. They'll offer fully rehabbed units and tax credits. The partnership will be where the city can step in if the developers don't hold up their end of the bargain, and where the developer cannot sell its side of the deal without offering it back to the city first. The buyer must keep this as a low-income rental for at least 30 years.
We are fighting for a safe place to stay. We are fighting for our health, our sanity, frustration, the whole complete thing.